boy Heaven Hollywood back on the IE Network. And this is the Heaven Hollywood Report. And let's get to it. Shout out to my sponsor in case you didn't know. Y'all make sure you check them out at icydk.blog for all the celebrity news backstories, past, present, and future. We're going to get into some things here. Let's start it off with Jack Harlow. And now the question is starting to become, is Jack Harlow setting up to become the next top rapper? We already discussed previously in another video that it is still Drake, contrary to what people say, contrary to Charlemagne the God and some of these YouTubers that don't know what they're talking about. Drake is still the top rapper in the industry's eyes. A lot of people thought Lil Baby was going to set up to take over. I personally thought the Baby had the best chance. He's got charisma, and mainstream actually likes the Baby. You know, the white people like the Baby. You know, he's got just this charm that people like, but he messed himself up with the comments that he made. So he might be pretty much, done out here. But Jack Harlow, he's white. The mainstream seems to like him, and he does enough pandering that black people are giving him the barbecue pass. So what I expect from Jack Harlow next is to see him pop up with somebody. His song Nail Tech is out, and it's expected to debut, close to the top 20, if not in the top 20. So look out for Jack Harlow. Let me know in the comments what you feel about Jack Harlow. Moving along to Kung Fu Kendrick. Hi-ya! It is saying that people are saying that there's going to be a teaser coming out, a little snippet of a song he has with Andre 3000. So people were saying that Kendrick Lamar and Andre 3000 have a collab coming out. Now, I do believe that they were supposed to be on his first album. I'm not sure. I'm not into Kendrick Lamar, so I don't know whether he's ever collaborated with Andre 3000. But I do know they were supposed to collaborate the first album. So Kendrick, everybody's talking about Kendrick. Well, where is he? He better hurry back because the music industry waits around for no one. So, they'll be forgot about you, brother. So you better get back. Moving right along, Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran. I told y'all last week this song was probably one of the worst collaborations of two big names as big as Taylor and Ed Sheeran that I've ever heard. That song stunk and is showing in the charts because it's predicted to fall to in the 60s. I think it debuted at 22 or something like that. It's predicted to fall in the 60s or 24, somewhere around there. The 60s is predicted to fall into. And Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran, Taylor's going to go off promotion of the song right away. They've already stopped promoting it. The song's terrible. Now, what I have been hearing about Taylor Swift is her camp is trying to get her, she's working on her next album already. Her camp is trying to get her, to do collaborations with some of the younger female artists, such as Dua Lipa and especially Olivia Rodrigo, who they feel, from what I've been told, the Taylor Swift camp feels, and maybe even Taylor Swift, that Olivia Rodrigo is going to be the one that enables the industry to deactivate Taylor Swift. She is 32 years of age, creeping up on that 35. Remember, that's the magic number. By the time these artists turn 35, the industry is already looking to have their void filler in place. They only become replacements when the person starts, becoming contrary and they don't want to really go along with it. So then they're going to get a replacement. They'll have Olivia Rodrigo replace you. So Taylor Swift does not really want to collaborate with, any of her contemporaries. Especially females that she feels as though she's bigger than, but are on the come up. Because Taylor Swift, the last thing she wants to do now in her career, she doesn't want to help someone come up and run her out of the music business. we're gonna see what happens with that. And remember, that was that whole controversy with Olivia Rodrigo, where they were giving Taylor Swift credit at first because Olivia Rodrigo used what she said she was inspired by Taylor Swift on one of her album, on one of her songs. And then when that song won an award, they took Taylor Swift's name off the credits. They were like, nah, Taylor Swift had nothing to do with this song just because she inspired it. Olivia Rodrigo was trying to give her props. It was something along those lines, or use the interpolation of the song. But then at the end of the day, Taylor Swift's credit got taken off of that song. So we're going to see what happens with that. Let me know what you think of Olivia Rodrigo. Is she going to be, she going to replace Taylor Swift? Is she going to deactivate Taylor Swift? Again, Taylor's 32 years of age. And she doesn't really like doing, especially this thing that happened with Taylor's masters, losing those masters out to, what's the dude's name? Justin Bieber's manager. His name slips me out. Scooter Braun. Taylor Swift isn't really trusting many people after that happened to her. So I think Taylor Swift should start branching out slowly now into directing and producing, and I think she'd do really well starting a record label. I think Taylor Swift should sign on other artists, other pop artists, to be honest with you. But her next album, I want to see Taylor Swift do a Drake collaboration. I want to see Taylor Swift, change her sound a little bit, take a little bit more chances. Ariana Grande, you know what I mean? Something a little more, urban. So I would like to see her do let's try an Ariana Grande thing. Lady Gaga did it with Beyonce and, R. Kelly. She took the challenge. Well, the R. Kelly move wasn't really good for her. Kind of ended her career as a singer, but you know what I mean. Somewhere along those lines, Usher, Taylor Swift, she has to start changing, her music has to start changing. Okay? Because you're going to be looking at a situation where only your fans are buying your music and the general public is going to say, okay, we're tired of this. So T Swizzle, let's see what T Swizzle, she's very smart. So let's see what she's cooking up. She's going to have the fan base. Taylor Swift bombing out and flopping, and everybody's talking about Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion and everybody else, but nobody's talking about that bomb Taylor Swift just put out, except me. It's your boy Evan Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank everybody for their support. I love you guys. Peace.